Uh-oh.
Yay, I guess we're live, huh?
Shit, says an error occurred. No, my internet. No.
It shows
Why
you
are
as
we not?
it shows you
It
as
says
live.
Okay. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Mental Health Warriors. I'm Annette Chiappe, your self-care power hour of warrior. And I have a panel of amazing women with us today. And we're going to share and expand and explore about our mental wellness on topics that affect us deeply. We're waiting for one more guest, but I will start the intro. So please tune in and relax with a cup of coffee or tea. Be back soon. Well, hello, ladies. How are you?
Hey.
Hi, Annette. Hi, ladies.
So I'm going to go around and introduce each of you, and you can just give us a little bit of background so the viewers know who you are, what you do, and maybe what inspired you to come on the show. So we'll start with Patty. Welcome, Patty.
Thank you, Annette. Great to be here with you and the ladies. What would you like me to share? I'm in Barrie, which is not too far from where you are.
Well, share a little bit about what you do.
Yes. I have been coaching people and mentoring them for 50 years, mostly women, and mostly in the areas of personal development, spiritual development, and understanding what their purpose is. Because we all ask ourselves that question: who am I? Why am I here? And what am I supposed to be doing? And I love helping to connect women with their inner wisdom and divine guidance. And I'm looking forward to hearing what everyone else has to share.
Wonderful. So what made you choose to come on today?
Mental health is such an important topic, and we are seeing more and more and more evidence of how fragile it can be and how many people out there need help. And so I just love the fact that you have this show, that you are such a fierce mental health warrior, and wanted to be able to contribute whatever wisdom I have to bring today.
Most amazing. Thank you. Andrea, my fellow wonderful warrior, how are you today?
I'm good. I'm good. Thanks for asking. And I hope you all are well, as the same as I am today. I am CEO, founder of our Dream Achievers Arts and Science program. I have 7 children, so all the issues and challenges in our community I become a part of because it's always bigger than us. And so I am a community activist, advocate, and speaker globally. I want to be a part of Mental Health Warriors and love being a part of it because I see myself as a mental health warrior in all the work that I do. So I just try to uplift people and bring the reality of racism to the forefront and stand against it. I'm a program developer. That doesn't mean computer programming. It is actual programs to help our community, like life skills, expressions through the arts, and things like that. So I'm out here with 10 toes down on the ground where I'm at. Thank you for having me.
Oh, you're so welcome. Hold on, I'm going to add our other guest, Michelle. Hi, Michelle.
Hi.
How are you?
Fabulous. How are you?
Great. So
Good.
glad you were able to make it.
You too. Thank you for having me.
Oh, you're so welcome. This means the world to me that you ladies are here. So we were just doing a brief intro of who we are, what we do, and what made you choose to come on today. So I'm going to go next to Elizabeth because I always go in order of people that do their appearance. So Elizabeth, how is my dear friend? Elizabeth, are you muted? Liz,
Can you hear me?
now I can. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
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 I don't think she can hear us.
I have no sound. Can you hear me
Okay.
now?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, let me
Where do
bring
we
the
type
microphone
for?
over. I can hear you.
Okay, good. So, honey, share with us who you are, what you do, and why you chose to come on today's show. Can you hear me, Elizabeth? Oh, she's having technical difficulties.
A little bit about myself. I'm known as Miss Liz. I'm the lady that serves tea. So when I say tea, I'm serving teaching educational awareness. I started Miss Liz in 2015. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Oh, well, she's probably going to come back when she fixes her technical issues. Mary, how are you, hon?
I'm good. How are you all? Glad to be here.
Thank you. So share with our panel and our viewers a little bit about yourself and why you chose to come on today.
A little bit about myself. I am founder and owner and CEO of Awesome Angels Awareness and Inclusion, which is surrounded by autism and veterans in our community. I do a lot of one-on-ones with families. I reach out to different areas of our community even with Andrea and stuff, since we live literally 2 miles apart. And
you guys are in Nebraska, right?
Yes, ma'am. And so I do a lot of different stuff with mostly autism, but diving deeper into my veteran status and working with them. I also have 3 sons as well as myself on the spectrum for autism. So we spend time just learning from each other. So I have all boys, so it's a little different, learning different perspectives from the female advantage of it. Most females are late diagnosed, so we work with that and go through that and take one step at a time. And I'm headed into a busy season, so yeah. And
well, thank you for being here.
Yep.
Yeah, why are you here?
why am I here? I think for me, it's a
I'm not hearing.
highly
Can you hear us now?
talked about subject as far as mental health goes and stuff. For me, I think I bring a different angle and a different perspective for a lot of different people. Instead of everybody being black and white, I try to take different angles so that people can see all sides to it and not just 2 sides. So a box has 6 sides. So, if you're going to put me in the box, I got 6 different ways I can go. So
yeah,
that's kind of why I'm here, just to give everybody a different perspective and, make it more valuable for them and give them opportunities to see other opportunities in other directions.
that's wonderful. I'm so happy you're here. Well, ladies, I am going to read first today's positive quotes for every day. So it just gives a nice light open atmosphere. And today's what? It's already the 14th. Oh my God. Wow. All right. This is funny. It says, sock it to me. Elizabeth, are you hearing us now? No, she can't hear us. I can hear your birds in the background, Michelle.
I know.
That's so cute.
Thank you.
Okay,
Hi,
September 14th.
Carrie. Hi, Adam.
Oh, hi, Carrie. Hi, Adam. So, September 14th, sock it to me. Slang is a language that rolls up its sleeves, spits on its hands, and goes to work. Carl Sandburg. Wow. There are times for fancy language, and there are times to settle in and do the work that needs to be done, like we're doing today, eh? As we're working, we generally are not worried about appearances. We're focusing on completing the job at hand. When the job is near completion, there will be time for refinement. Today, I will focus on getting things done. And there's a little picture of a beautiful field of sunflowers. Very appropriate for today.
You know, I love sunflowers. You know this, Annette. That's one of my
Yes, I
favorite
do.
flowers. My kitchen is all
I do too.
sunflowers.
I do too. I'm so happy.
Yeah, I think you both commented on my sunflower whirlybird duck that I painted this summer.
Yeah. I love sunflowers too.
Yes.
They're like a happy flower.
They are.
So cheery. Yep.
So, ladies, I want to reach out to the viewers and get everybody talking about women and how powerful we are with respect to changing our lives, changing our mental health. Each one of us have been down some very difficult roads with our mental health. And personally speaking, knowing each of your part of your stories has inspired me even more so to do a larger panel like today and get women talking about various topics that affect their lives, about their mental health. And before the show started, I each had you pick a topic from books that I have here. I'm a big literature person, so that was a big journey of my self-care when I was struggling with my mental illnesses. And I still use it as a tool today. It never fails me. And so I had each of you pick a topic, and maybe I'll just read a little bit of it, and then you can expand on how you feel about that for women, for yourself, and how it's connected with mental health and taking care of ourselves. So we had Patty, who showed up on site first, and she picked Wise Women. So I'm going to just read from Louise Hay what she says. And it's chapter 2 in her book of Reflections on Your Journey. And she says, I claim my feminine power now. If I do not have Mr. Right in my life at the moment, I can still be Miss Right for myself. And it says the chapter is primarily for women, but it's good for men because, switch he for she, and what's good for us is good for them, right? So she says, we have a lot to do and a lot to learn. Life comes in waves and learning experiences and periods of evolution. So she goes on talking about getting our act together, learning to find the resources to affect change, and our opportunities are limitless, and that loving ourselves is the most important kind of love. So, Patty, the mic is yours.
Why, thank you. Yes, and it's no accident. There are no accidents in the universe. We know this, so it's no surprise to me that you're reading from Louise Hay, who I think probably everyone who is aware of consciousness and that sort of thing knows of. I first read Louise Hay's book, You Can Heal Your Life, decades ago.
Yes.
And the thing that most struck me when I first heard that message from her is the fact that, yes, we are disempowered. We have been, as women, disempowered for thousands of years. And you and I talked about this before. So
Yes.
what's beautiful to me in that is reminding us, it's sort of like Dorothy and the Wizard of Oz at the end when Glinda the Good Witch says to her, you always had the power to go home. We have the power within us, no matter what life experiences we've been through. We have that power. We just struggle sometimes to connect to it, to understand how to be in it authentically all the time.
Right.
So a lot of the work that I do with people is around helping them to rediscover their own inner wisdom, because society teaches us to look out there. There's some expert out there who's going to tell us what to think, what to feel, what to do, what to wear, what to say. That it's endless. And now with social media, it's even worse.
Right.
And I'm here to tell people, stop it. Just stop it.
That's what I love about you, Patty. You're just
I love
blunt
Patty.
and to the point.
Yes, absolutely. So I was thinking about this prior to us meeting today, and I decided I wanted to share the 60-second self-care checkup.
Oh, nice.
So everybody, no matter where you are, what you're doing, unless you're driving, don't do this if you're driving. Put one hand on your heart, bless you.
Thank you.
One hand on your belly, just below your belly button. And if it's safe for you to do so, close your eyes and take 15 seconds to tune into your body. We are an amazing, amazing divine creature. Every cell in our bodies is conscious. It knows what it is. It knows what it's here to do. So just breathe for a moment. And then do a little scan from head to toe. How are you feeling? Is there anything within you that wants your attention? Is there an ache or a pain? Is there an emotion that wants to be felt? So just let yourself scan all the way down to your toes. And if you come across something in your body, don't be afraid of it. Don't try and turn your back on it. Ask it, why have you come forward today? What message do you have for me? What piece of information that I need to have are you bringing to me? What's the gift that you're sharing with me today? And just allow yourself to be with it. And once you've received your answer, then you can open your eyes again. You may decide you want to journal on it for a couple of minutes. There may be something you feel called to do, to get up and go out for a walk, get into nature. We have to remember we're spiritual beings having a human experience. And because we're spiritual beings, we are connected to all that is. Except we've forgotten that. We've been told we're not. We've been told we're separate and incomplete and unworthy. And that's nonsense. So.
Thank you so much, Patty.
You're welcome.
I love doing that scan with you. And everywhere I go, when I do my spiritual, my intuitive spiritual readings with people, I have them do that. You taught me these so many skills that have helped me with my mental health. I am blessed to have you and call you as a friend.
Oh, likewise. Thank you.
Andrea, my lovely warrior friend.
Hi.
What did you think? I just want like a short feedback on Patty's message. What did you think of it?
Well, I was trying to ignore the I was trying to ignore the fact that having this feeling in my head and the back of my mind, you know,
Mhm.
and she told me not to ignore it. So I ignore it. And where it led me to was to sit down for a minute and do self-care for myself.
Yeah.
That's what I gathered from what Patty has shared. She helped me, I was going to just blow it off, but at the end of the day, she made me face it. And so on the other side of it is self-care, rest, because I push it. I'm a grinder. I be out here. So I have to make
Yeah.
myself be, and my mother will cry to me and tell me, be still. So I thought of all those thoughts of my elders to me when I'm telling myself, and what I discovered is I need to slow down sometimes and really give myself permission to take rest and self-care. Thank you, Patty.
My pleasure, Andrea. Remember, it's time for you to be instead of do.
Yeah.
And you deserve it.
Yes, she does. She's an amazing warrior and she's an amazing woman. And she picked, her topic was going beyond
Thank
fear.
you.
And I love this topic, going beyond fear. So
Yes.
share with us, Andrea, a little bit, maybe like 5 or 6 minutes of what that means to you. What, for a woman, what does it mean to go beyond our fears?
Well, Addie, you hit on something that I took note of. Women were disempowered. So imagine being a Black woman in America, and especially in a Republican state of Lincoln, Nebraska. It could cause fear, and it had in me for a long time, because I felt like I could never make a difference in a place that was so cold and non-inclusive and unempowering as the place that I live. So racism or any ism, that's why I'm such an activist and advocate out here. I do a lot of public speaking, and this is where it takes me to. I could be afraid and do nothing, and I have done that for many years. So I decided to face my fears and rise from them instead of stay down in the cut and do nothing and be depressed, or maybe be in a mental hospital, if I allow myself to let fear go down here. I have 7 children, 4 boys, 3 girls. It's bigger than me. So I have to go beyond fear and stand up for whatever it is that ails our communities. I do come from a village of wonderful people. I do believe in spirituality, and I also believe in the ancestors, the strength of my 2,000 grandmothers who stand behind me, and the elders in my life. I'm still friends with my grade school teacher. That's empowering. That kept me going beyond fear, regardless of what statistics said or what hate may say when it comes to racism or being against women, because fighting role, they're taking the right of women different. And it looked like today the Fed is trying to get involved to take away their rights to choice. Well, I'm asked to speak at various capacities. I'll be doing a rally on the 8th of October for the Lincoln Women's March to read my poem in regards to Take Your Hands Off My Body. I come to speak in poetry because that makes me feel more comfortable, and that helps me to go beyond the fear of speaking, because I can do it in an artistic way. right before the show, I did sit here and throw together a poem, and I want to share it with you all. It's not
Oh,
very
yes, please.
long. The poem is, I am a black, beautiful, and intelligent queen. Not always strong as I seem. I know my worth and filled with intense self-esteem. White people can't feel what I mean. Racism against me for my skin color is a disease, hateful, and mean. Sometimes God is the only way to build steam. Steam to keep a voice to end this seems far and few between. Regardless, I am a black, beautiful, and intelligent queen. So affirmation is another way, poetry, art is another way of going beyond fear. And to stand up and rise up and be what I needed when I was younger. So going
Amazing,
beyond fear,
Andrea.
that's what it means to me. Being able to face adversity no matter what it is. Thank you.
That was wonderful.
You gave me goosebumps. Oh my
I
goodness.
know. Oh, you should so publish that poem.
Oh, wow. That's amazing.
Wow. Well, thank you for sharing that with us, Andrea. That I'm tearing up for.
Yeah.
Thank you. I believe Mary was next. Hey, Mary.
Hey.
So, your topic you picked was life is always changing. Now, I have a little something for you to. I just want to share a little bit something about that. So it starts with this, and then maybe you can give me some insight for what this means to you. It's from this book called Broken Open: How Difficult Times Can Help Us Grow. Now, from my viewpoint, going through all the mental health changes that I've done and implemented, I found that some of the most difficult times did help me grow. And change for me was always scary. So she goes on to, her name is Elizabeth Lesser. And she says, many of us feel uncomfortable revealing to others. Now, I don't know about you, but every time I get on these podcasts, I have a nervous breakdown. And even to ourselves, she says, it's difficult to reveal to ourselves what lies beneath the surface of our day-to-day consciousness. We get out of bed in the morning and begin again where we left off yesterday, attacking life as if we were waging a campaign of control and survival. All the while, deep within us flows an endless river of pure energy. So, share with us why you picked this topic. What did you want to share with us?
Okay, can you go ahead and read the topic again for me?
Oh, it's life is always changing.
Yes. Each day is like rising out of the ashes, as my sister Andrea says so oftentimes.
Yes.
Change. Wow. Autism and change. Well, anybody that knows anything about autism knows that change is always a constant, but it always needs reliability, stability. It needs a script. Every day is basically the same in a house full of autism. Changes. Well, let's see. In my life, I was in the military and worked in retail, and now I'm an entrepreneur. Wow, there are no changes whatsoever there. If there's one thing you've learned, change is a constant. There's literally two things in each day of my life that is very reoccurring. There's two things constant: death and change. For me, I guess the biggest thing with the ever-changing world and ever-changing situations within life is the biggest thing is what happened yesterday has to stay in yesterday because today is a different day. And so therefore it brings forth new changes.
Yes.
Change to me used to be overwhelming because again, I wasn't real good at it. And when you have a house full of guys, when a woman goes to change something, yeah, it doesn't work well because the guys are not used to constantly changing something. So I don't change too much, but you have to make enough of a change that each person sees the difference. Change for me is not as big a struggle as it used to be because I don't see it in me, but I see the difficulties in change within my son. So for me, I have to rise above not being able to change and controlling the trigger that lies within the change, not only in myself, but in my family. Everything's a routine here. 6 a.m., everybody, well, not everybody's up, but 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. literally is one son's day. And within that has to be a structured routine. Everybody has a routine in my house. Right now, I'm currently staring at 4 big boxes of gifts to give out to veterans. And so for me to actually take that step and go to deliver them, which is something that is a change to me because I'm not used to doing that. It's a part of my veterans part of beginning with that. And so to actually sit and physically visualize the change, that's what makes me comfortable.
Oh, nice.
And so if there's anything that I know Andrew's probably heard this, anybody that's been with me long enough on any podcast that I have ever done, I see the big picture and I work backwards. And so for me, okay, what does this change look like? It looks like me going out, physically talking to people, getting organized with said people, and then handing out the gifts that I have. And so change for me is it can be overwhelming, but if I visualize it and I schedule the change. If you schedule the change, then you know. It's like I've had discussions with people on self-care. If I have a day where I'm literally running and I have a 3-hour gap, I'm not scheduling something there because I need that for self-care. And so,
Right.
literally I schedule my changes far enough in advance that I can literally have zero problem go out and be the happy-go-lucky person that I really truly am, and very, very humble, and come back home and then go, I'm done.
That's so great. And you know what? I needed to hear that today. I myself, Mary, have sometimes a lot of difficulty with change with respect to the future. Like planning for the future is going to make a change. So like there's that comfort zone a lot of women, I think, live in. And I think that has a lot to do with mental health issues, because if we don't approach change positively, like I know so many people that are going through so many rough times, and if they just had the awareness and someone to guide them about change is not like the monster we make it out to be, we could have better mental health. And like facing my own fears, right? Being a wise woman and implementing a change, sometimes 99.9% of the time, it turns out really good. And I used to fear it horrendously.
Right. And that's the biggest thing is I don't think people, when I say schedule change, I don't mean schedule it. And I'm not a long-term scheduler. So even doing my own show, doing a week in advance, because my whole philosophy with my belief in God and stuff is tomorrow's not a guarantee.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I don't schedule stuff too much farther than more than maybe a week or 2 weeks at a time, because, and that's the same way if I'm making a big change, I'm going to do it within the next couple of days. Because you know what? Then I go back to what Andrew was talking about, fear. Oh, nope, I can't do that. Nope. So I
Yeah.
have to schedule it. As soon as I think about making that change, I do it within 24, 48, maybe 36 hours within the time I'm thinking about, because otherwise it's like, done.
Yeah.
So,
Amazing. Great feedback. Thank you so much. So interestingly enough, I know, Elizabeth, you came on fourth, but I want to merge over to Michelle. And the reason why that is because we're going from change, which is the title of her business, which is You Can Change Your Life. And I think it just leads in perfectly. So I apologize for bumping you, Elizabeth. Michelle, you have an
Annette.
amazing topic. I had a list of topics for everybody to choose from, but because you were a little late coming, you got
Yeah,
to choose your
I thought
own.
I was in the room, but I didn't actually click the button.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
So, did you get a chance to introduce yourself?
I don't think so.
Yeah, so go ahead and introduce yourself and then bring up your topic, because
Okay.
I think it's an amazing topic.
Okay. Hi, everybody. My name is Michelle Main, and my company is You Can Change Your Life. And the funny thing is about that is I absolutely hate change. I am a creature of habit, some of them good and some of them not so good. So I have been on a journey since 1999, however many years that is. So it's ever evolving. There's always new things to do. And I believe we're here to change until the day we leave this part of the universe. And the topic I would like to talk about is perfection and procrastination and how they're tied together. Annette, I came on the show because one, you asked me to, and I wanted to support you.
Thank you.
And two, because I'm totally not ready to come on the show. Right? As you know, I do not like being on camera. It is one of my biggest fears. Thank you. You know how they say the camera adds 10 pounds? I don't need an extra 10 pounds. I got enough of me.
Yeah, but now you got, there's 6 of us here, so you got additional 600
Right.
pounds between all of us
Right.
of support and love.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I wanted to show up imperfectly perfect because, as you know, I've just moved, so the house is not set up. I'm like, oh, I need a background. Okay, that wasn't working because there's nowhere here that appeals to me. So I'm working on trying to like my space, and it is not an easy task. So then I thought, I'll go in my car and I'll drive to the water. I lent my car to my friend because she had to take her dog to the vet this morning. So it's like, you know what? I'm showing up and I'm pulling curtains. And then I noticed they didn't pull perfectly. And I'm like, you know what? I'm here. It is what it is. So with procrastination and perfectionism, because of all those things that aren't perfect, old me would have bailed instead of showing up and everything not being perfect and being so not wanting to be on camera and not being prepared. I'm like totally flying by the seat of my pants. And you know what? Sometimes that's okay.
Yeah.
It's all good. I used to work in a hospital, and oddly enough, and actually I'm somewhat embarrassed, well, very embarrassed to admit this, I didn't believe mental illness was a real thing. I did not. I worked in a different area of the hospital, and I just had all these horrible, my own understandings of what was happening, because I saw people being admitted with headaches and things that just seemed so like, take a Tylenol and get over it kind of thing. Like, what's your problem? So I really didn't have an understanding of it. And then when my son was in grade 10, he ended up having major issues. And so I think that's God's way of teaching me. Some of the lessons are really hard and really hit home. Yeah, my kid, you can't hit harder than my son. Annette knows my son is my world, and I'm sure those of us that are parents, our kids are our world. But I don't know. I just think my son and I are unique, which we all probably think. Anyway, and then I'm separated 5.5 years, and I've had fibromyalgia for 25, 26 years. So anyone that knows anything about fibromyalgia, depression and anxiety and panic attacks and all that kind of stuff are part of fibromyalgia now. So, and then when I separated, I ended up dealing with like a lot more than what I was currently dealing with. And right now with the living situation, I am bombarded with things to deal with. So yeah, thanks for the lessons. And, some of them are really painful, very. So over the years, Patty, you mentioned Louise Hay. She was my first experience with personal development. And oddly enough, I was complaining to a potential customer, which is always a good idea. Complain and be negative with future customers. Although in that particular circumstance, it led me down this personal development path that has just been absolutely amazing. Louise Hay is near and dear to my heart. You Can Heal Your Life was the book that was recommended to me. And that was back around when The Secret came out shortly after that. And I'd been to a Secrets of the Millionaire Mind seminar. And it's just been one thing after another. I treasure my personal development and my library. I hold it very dear, and I just moved and I don't have room for my library. And I've had 2 people tell me to get rid of my books. And I was considering getting rid of them and the people instead of my books.
Which one was better for your mental health, right?
Getting rid of the people, definitely.
Michelle, I just want to interrupt for a second because
Yeah.
I did mention that Carrie, our warrior queen, she's not on today.
Okay.
And she shared with us, and I want to incorporate her message today because this is what we talk about. Andrea is our empathy and vulnerability warrior, and this is an example of being absolutely transparent about our mental health. And I hope, Carrie, you're okay with me sharing. So this is her comment, right? Aww. And that's empowering. That's being wise. Her not coming on today was the thing to do for her mental health. And I applaud you, Carrie, for tuning in and watching. Absolutely. My heart is with you. So Absolutely. Go ahead, Michelle. Absolutely. I am very emotional today. Don't mind me.
Somebody sent me a thing and told me there were 6 planets in retrograde, as if one planet in retrograde isn't enough to throw us off balance. There's 6. I thought, oh, that sounds like a fun ride. Thanks for the information.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So Michelle,
go ahead.
Your topic, tell me in a brief summary, what's the connection between procrastination and perfectionism, okay, and getting stuck? Go.
Yeah. I have lived there so long.
Okay.
Because things have not been, in my opinion, perfect enough for me to move forward, even in my business, let alone my personal life. So when you asked me to be on before, I was paralyzed with fear. I couldn't do it. Right. And when you asked me this week, I thought, you know what? I still feel the same way.
Yes.
But I'm going to feel the fear and do it anyway. just to take that really difficult move and
Yes.
push myself forward, because how can I expect others to do what I'm not doing?
Right.
Right.
Let's give her a round of applause for being here, ladies.
So, and then realizing how much wasn't perfect.
Yes.
There was that part of me that said, I was thinking, oh, Annette, you know what? This isn't going to work, you know? And I thought, no, I can't do that. I don't want to do that to her. And I thought, you know what? This is the kick in the arse that I needed to move forward and break that. It doesn't have to be perfect to do it. Even the slowest improvement is improvement.
Absolutely.
The turtle versus the hare. The turtle will make the progress. It'll just take a lot longer. I'm totally a turtle.
I know I love your turtles.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna interject so I can get Elizabeth on in time, because Elizabeth has chosen the topic of choose peace over irritation. Hi, Elizabeth.
Hi.
So I want to read to you where I got this topic from, okay? And I think in my heart, these books, and I've read several of them, have guided me about letting go of a lot of stuff, right? And it can be the littlest things that trigger our mental illnesses. So this topic, I can't wait to hear what you have to say. So it's the national bestseller, Don't Sweat the Small Stuff. And this one is In Love. Okay. And anybody who doesn't know who wrote these books, it's Richard Carson and Christine Carlson. And that's the book there, right? Okay. So I'm going to just read part of it, and then you can give me your wisdom. Choose peace over irritation. To this day, I'm often surprised and delighted at the effectiveness of this simple yet powerful strategy. Each time I remember that I have this choice, I'm rewarded with less irritation and frustration, as well as additional moments of relationship harmony. Every moment, it's as if we're at an emotional fork in the road. Something happens, followed by our choice either to react or to respond. So she goes on and tells this story about a woman who wants to do something with her husband. Sorry, ladies, I have to abandon my hat. It's giving me a headache. She's booked time with him. She's late for their appointment. He's starting to get irritated. And then all of a sudden it occurs to him he realizes he's become irritated, and he chooses peace so that he can work with his wife in a peaceful manner. And when she shows up all worried and concerned that he's going to berate her and yell at her, she finds this reasonable man who wants to appreciate her for who she is.
Nice.
You're on, honey.
Okay, well, I chose peace, choose peace over irritation, because my life has just been a real irritation lately, and I've had to just really look at being peaceful and just distancing myself, pulling myself back, taking care of my self-care, doing less, because less is more. Sometimes we do too much, and it's like Carrie, I'm really proud that Carrie took the time for herself, because we need to do that. Our self-care is not always a bubble bath or a hot tea. It's taking care of our self-care by not showing up, because our self-care is not in a good place. And for me, peace means a lot. Anyone who follows me knows that I'm a formal peace ambassador for Canada, and I live for peace and humanity. And I live for my brothers and sisters around the globe to find peace within ourselves, because that's the only way we're going to truly make a difference. And by self-caring ourselves. For me, my self-care is just sometimes just doodling, just writing, just releasing, taking that moment to just express and releasing sometimes. And sometimes releasing looks like we're angry or irritated with others, but we're not. We're actually irritated with ourselves, because we're not giving the peace that we need. So for me, peace is pleasing the inside, giving peace to ourselves. We don't always do that. We sometimes overload ourselves or do too much. I'm an overachiever, the perfectionist, procrastination. I'm all of that. So again, when I heard you share about procrastination and perfectionist, I'm right there. It's all or nothing. That's how I am. I give it all or I give you nothing.
Yep.
And it's a lot of work in progress. But I think mental health has a lot to do with that as well, because we self-doubt ourselves a lot. We really push ourselves to the extreme because sometimes we don't even understand the mental illness in ourselves. To this day, I'm still trying to figure out what my conversion disorder is, why my body shuts down, why some days it's more stubborn than other days. So I just need to find peace, and I really like that we took that moment to close our eyes and just feel the moment, because we need that sometimes, just to close our eyes and feel where we are. And irritated, technology irritates me, and I just pray. And I'm seeing a theme today with the PPP. Like, there's a lot of P's. There's procrastination, there's perfectionist, there's peace, there's proclaiming who we are and being true to ourselves. So yeah, so I'm just that everyday lady that tries to find the peace within myself each and every day and try to make a difference.
Amazing. Great feedback. Ladies, I came on today wanting to host this with you. And the reason I'm so emotional is because this has meant the world to me, your support. I want to tell everybody, okay? And you too, Carrie, I know you're listening, that I can't, if many of you have known me for a while, right? So to have a movement where we can come together and show the world that mental illness isn't who we are or what we have to define ourselves by, but that pulling together, expanding, reaching others, and learning and growing and changing and looking at ourselves so deeply about our own strengths and weaknesses and needs and self-care. And I am so emotional because you guys have made a huge impact in my life. Adam inviting me on to be a host on the Mental Health Warriors has profoundly affected me. And what I want to leave with you ladies today with is, what I want to leave with today is take away our messages, combine them, share them, keep doing the wonderful work that you ladies do. Drag some men kicking and screaming out of their egos because, oh my God, I live with two amazing men, okay? And I have many male friends that I care about. And I hope that one day he'll wake up, this one dear friend who's struggling right now. And a friend of mine says to me, she says, how do you deal with all that negativity? Right? And I'm not saying it's just men that are being negative. I'm not bashing men. That was one of the topics, actually. I think bashing men is very negative. So, but we as women coming together need to lift ourselves up so we can lift up others that are struggling with their mental illnesses. And it's amazing and powerful having these conversations with you ladies. And I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Thank you.
Is there anything you ladies would like to close with? Michelle, where can people reach you? Because people know how to reach Andrea and Mary. Patty's been on my show. Elizabeth's been.
Thank you,
been
Annette.
on my show, right?
Thank
Yeah,
you.
you're so welcome. Michelle, share with people where they can reach you if they want your books or if they want some coaching or whatever it is they need.
Okay. They can call or text my cell, which is my office number, 705-794-6246. That's 705-794-6246. And my email is michelle@youcanchangeyourlife.ca. It's the letter U, not the word YOU. So michelle@youcanchangeyourlife.ca.
Wonderful.
Annette.
You're welcome. And in closing, I would like to tell everyone that
Hi,
October
Mommy.
10th.
That's my mommy's comment.
Yeah, I love
Hi,
that your
Mama.
mom tunes in. In closing, I want to share with everybody that October 10th is World Mental Health Day. And Adam and I are talking, I think also I was talking with Carrie about doing a special for World Mental Health Day.
My son's on here too.
Yes. And I currently have on a raffle, which is for 30-minute intuitive spiritual reading. And 100% of the donations from the raffle, of course, is going to the Canadian Mental Health Association. And this year I am donating locally to the county of Simcoe. And I'm going to be with them when I give them the money. They're going to do the big fat check. And I'm so excited about this. So watch for that. Please let your friends know about the raffle. If I surpass my goal of $4,000, which I've done incredibly well in fundraising this year for mental health, I would be ecstatic. So get your tickets, tell your friends, like and subscribe to the Mental Health Warriors if you haven't already done so. We also are on
You can do it.
Oh geez. Yeah, I can. What was I going to say? We're also on audio. I think it's Amazon. Adam, I don't remember the name of the other. Do you girls know what the audio is?
Spotify.
Spotify, right? And
Amazon.
So you don't have to watch. You can listen later. So yeah. Thank you, everyone. Patty, thank you. Andrea, Mary, Michelle, Elizabeth, thank you. I love you all.
Love you too. Thank you.
And have a most fantastic day, everyone. I'm going to close for now and wish you an amazing day.
Love you.
And remember,
Bye, Mom.
Love you.
take care of yourself.
Bye.